House Republicans elect Tom Emmer for Speaker in secret ballot. GOP lawmakers once again turn their backs on voters. Now, we know that Emmer is a rhino. He's a George Soros Republican. He wanted to actually get rid of the Electoral College. He's anti-Trump. Like, this guy's antithetical to the conservative movement, the America First movement. He's a globalist. If he becomes Speaker of the House, it is the end of the Republican Party. I will no longer back the Republican Party if this guy becomes Speaker, and it'll, like I said, it'll be the end of the Republican Party as we know it if this guy becomes Speaker. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. And on the Instagram, check me out there. I'm very, very active on Instagram now. Ever since they try to censor me, that makes me just go harder. So follow me on Instagram. All right, let's talk about this news. Republicans selected Rep. Tom Emmer, a Republican from Minnesota, as their nominee for House Speaker on Tuesday in their third attempt to fill this leadership position and restore Congress's functionality. Emmer, the GOP whip and senior candidate, emerged as the top choice in a private ballot among a diverse group of mostly lesser-known congressmen vying for the role of Speaker, which is second in line to the presidency. However, securing the position is not guaranteed. While Emmer received a simple majority of support from his colleagues behind closed doors, he will need backing from most Republicans during a House floor vote. And I'm hoping that during this vote he will get rejected. So people call your congressmen, let them know that you do not want this guy in the as leader of the House. We do not want him as leader. It has been 3 weeks since Republicans ousted Kevin McCarthy from the position of House Speaker. The incoming Speaker faces the daunting task of unifying a Republican majority, which is described as nearly impossible by some. The list of candidates was long and lacked an obvious choice for the role. Emmer, a lawyer known for his tough hockey coaching style, sought support from Donald Trump and was gaining momentum after the initial 4 ballots. But of course, Donald Trump does not support this dude. And Rep. Mike Johnson of Louisiana, a constitutional law expert, consistently placed second in the private ballot and directly competed with Emmer in the 5th round. Several candidates, including Trump ally Rep. Byron Donalds, that's who I was going for, and conservative leader Rep. Mark Hern withdrew from the race on Tuesday. Others such as Reps. Austin Scott, Jack Bergman, Pete Sessions, Gary Palmer, and Dan Muser also withdrew. Now, the House has been in disarray since the beginning of the month, with no speaker in place, creating a crisis that hampers normal congressional operations. A government shutdown is a looming risk if Congress fails to pass funding legislation by November 17th deadline, while President Joe Biden has requested $105 billion in aid for various purposes, mostly to fund war. Then we know most of that money is going to be laundered, and he's going to get kickback from that. But most of the speaker candidates were conservative and had previously voted against certifying the 2020 presidential election results or participated in legal challenges to those results. And some Democrats have considered Emmer, the third-ranking House GOP leader, a potential partner for governing the House, of course. So you know he's not good if Democrats actually want him. But his stance on issues like same-sex marriage and his perceived criticisms of the former president has made him a target of criticism. And I'm telling you, it is the end if this guy becomes House Speaker. But Trump has downplayed Emmer and presented himself as a kingmaker with influence over many congressmen. And Rep. Matt Gaetz of Florida, who played a key role in McCarthy's removal, has praised several other candidates, including Hearn, Donalds, and Johnson, as potential excellent choices for Speaker, even though they didn't make it. But hardline Republicans are resisting a leader who supported the budget deal between McCarthy and Biden earlier in the year, as they seek deeper cuts to federal programs and services before the next month's funding deadline. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene has expressed a desire for assurances that the candidates would pursue impeachment inquiries into Biden and other top cabinet officials. Currently, Rep. Patrick McHenry, a Republican from North Carolina, serves as the nominal interim speaker pro tempore. He presides over the House and is responsible for electing a more permanent speaker. Some members from both parties wish to grant McHenry more authority to carry out routine governance tasks, but he has declined those overtures. But let me know what you think about this. Do you think if Emmer gets in, it's the end of the Republican Party? You think that he's not going to actually make it and going to get someone else in there? Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.